I received my first death threat last night from the fascist mob that is the liberal left. And it's very easy. I wrote a comment saying that there's no way that they can gaslight now and virtue signal the way out of those people laughing and mocking the death of a father. I have no strong opinions towards Charlie Kirk. I watched some of his stuff. I don't agree with what he says, all of it. I don't agree with all he says. I didn't have a strong emotional connection to him, and I was bothered because you shouldn't shoot people like that. I thought it was horrible because he's a dad, and his kids are going to grow up without a dad, and that's awful. That's beyond awful. Because your parents are who make you, and if for all his flaws, which he had because he was human, he also was clearly a very loving father. And that's the thing with the kids really upset me. But then I saw the reaction and the people laughing and mocking it, and I'd had enough. We've had years of this stuff. Them saying and doing whatever they want, telling us what to say, slandering anyone that says, oh, actually, because of cancel culture, you can't say anything because of public opinion. That's why the majority of the people on the centre, they can't be bothered with the backlash of speaking out about it because it's not worth the hassle. Just let them get on with it. It's just. I think the majority of people just think it's ridiculous, but it's silly, and just leave them to it. Like, you should leave adults to it. Adults should be able to do whatever they want and put whatever they want in and around their mouth or whatever. I've got a family who are homosexual. I have absolutely no problem with gays. An old gay. I'm literally looking at an old gays couple's house across the road, and I'm friends with them. And I posted on this thing about don't allow them to gaslight and virtue signal the way out of it, because their initial reaction was laugh and mock. And then only after they laughed and mocked did the other ones come out and say, oh, no, I don't agree with what they're saying. But you didn't say that straight away, did you? You only said that because of the reaction that they got. Because they realise that they've done it. They've shot themselves in the foot. And it's obvious to everyone else now that these people are unhinged. They're fascist. They shut down. They slander. So I wrote a comment saying, nah, you've gone too far now. Because I genuinely believe that that's the majority opinion of the majority of people. They just don't speak out about it because of cancel culture and fear of being slandered as far right or having their personal character attacked. But just because you don't agree with these people doesn't make you far right. It doesn't, and even like the Tommy Robinson stuff, I didn't agree with all of what Charlie Kirk says. I absolutely disagree with some of the things that Tommy Robinson says. Does that mean that he's not been badly treated? No, he has been badly treated. Because what I do is I take in all the information from all the sides and I make my own mind up about it. I don't buy rhetoric, and it's so easy to say, oh, he's racist, he's Tommy Robinson, he's far right. Well, if my wife's black Hispanic and my son's mixed race, I've got good relationships with homosexual people in my family and in the community. No, I'm not. I shouldn't even need to be having to do that. I shouldn't even need to justify how I'm not racist. But with a wife, I married a girl who was a different race. I've got a kid who's a different race. So, like, all the people on the centre who have just had enough of this rubbish, please speak up and speak out. Because if we don't, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. They are rabid. They are fascist. They shut down and slander anyone who has any different opinion. These liberal lefts, no, we've had enough. And just because I think that we shouldn't allow any random illegal immigrant into the country doesn't make me a racist. I was an immigrant. And then I met an immigrant and married an immigrant. Like, there's huge positive benefits. Like, insane positive. If you think about how many British Muslims are entrepreneurs, they don't just sit on their arse. Like, there's some amazing ones. I've got two people that I consider friends that are Muslim. They're great. They're ambitious. Like, Tommy Robinson's stance on Islam is misguided because he has an emotional reaction to seeing the extremism, but it's extremism, it's not Islam. I've just had enough. And now I've had a death threat as well. I said to someone yesterday, he said, oh, there's no point posting about this. And I went, fuck that, I'm going turbo. Because I've had enough. And the majority of the people on the centre have had enough. They just don't want to speak out because they don't want to be labelled far right or Tommy Robinson supporter. If you looked into the Tommy Robinson situation, even if you disagree with some of the things that he says, he's been incredibly badly treated. And just because you think that loads of illegal immigrants who are in 4-star hotels, who are sexually abusing women and children, who are extremists, some of them. Yes, some of them are coming from war-torn countries, and that's terrible. It is. My wife's had to experience that. I've seen how that goes. I've seen what it's like firsthand, basically, to what a refugee goes through when they leave a war-torn country. So that I've got compassion for those people because I married one and I understand it. Not like these people online in the UK that think they know everything about everything, that just spout out rubbish when they've got absolutely zero lived experience of any of the stuff that they're talking about. So why don't you listen to someone who has got experience of it, who does have compassion for refugees, who does have compassion for gay rights, who is sick of what is going on. Enough is enough. You can't tell us what to say. You can't tell us what to do because that makes you fascist. And if you stand up to fascist, what happens? You get slandered, you get shut down, you get your character assassinated, or you get clipped. It's a joke. And the majority of people are sick of it. They just don't speak out because they don't want the character assassinated online. And they don't want all the people on their social media account, oh God, you're Tommy Robinson, because there's ideological things attached to the slanderous nature of some of the things that these people talk about. That doesn't mean you can kill them. It doesn't mean you can lock them up in solitary confinement for sharing anti-establishment stuff. No, the system is controlling us and brainwashing these people. And then as a consequence, they are going out and killing people that they disagree with. Do you know who else did that? Adolf fucking Hitler. I've had enough, just like the majority of people. And there's no way that I'm going to step back now after seeing these people mock the death of a father of two and then try and now gaslight and virtue signal the way out of it. No, the majority of people have had enough. And if it takes me going on about it, I'm going to go on about it because this is the opportunity for the normal people to speak out without feeling like they're going to have the character completely assassinated. Because look at what these people are really like, their true colours. It's a joke. It's gone too far and something needs to be done about it. And the people have the power to just say, no more. It's enough. It's enough now. Pack it in. It's like talking to a dog or a kid. Pack it in now. That's pack it in. It's enough now. We'll let you have your little fun. It's like when I'm walking the dogs. I'll let them go and then on the extendable lead and I'll have a little sniff. But when they take the piss a bit too much and they're pulling me, and say back with me. And they have to walk next to me. Because you give them an inch and they take a mile. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's gone too far. It's gone too bloody far. And none of these people in the UK have any idea of what they're talking about. If you're someone in the UK who's against this fly the colours thing, and I'm not saying I'm for it, but if you're against it, why? What have you got any lived experience of being a refugee? Have you got any lived experience of leaving a war-torn country? Have you got any experience of being an immigrant? You don't know what you're talking about. You do not know what you're talking about. So wind your necks in. Because look at the state of the UK that we're in now. Look at it. It's a mess. The UK is a mess because we followed the leftist liberal side, the fascist liberal left side, to absolute destruction of the country. Yeah, whether or not it's been orchestrated by the people who control it, i.e. Israel, is another story. But it's too much. We've had enough. Most people just want to chill and get on with doing their lives, have a hobby that they enjoy, do a job that they don't hate, try and side hustle their way into getting a bit more cash and enjoying what they do and just getting on with life. And we're having that taken from us by bigotry and extremism and the people that are speaking out against these people, the majority have absolutely zero lived experience of any of the things that they're talking about, but they're entitled. They're entitled and they talk absolute rubbish because you haven't got any experience of the things you're talking about. So you don't know. Oh, these people are from, yes, some of them are from war-torn countries, but some of them are coming over and raping kids. It's not racist to say that. You're not in any position to comment. And laughing at the death of a father of two. You can't get out of that one. Look at their true colours. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. Look at what following their rhetoric is doing to our country. Look at what following their rhetoric is doing to society. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The left doesn't work. We've seen it. It doesn't work. You can't just be... Look, in the Bible, it says, forgive them for they know what they do, right? And it's all about forgiveness. And truly, if the whole world followed Christianity, it would heal. But at the end of the day, like, we're in a situation where we have to stand up. We can't... I've tried to ignore it because of the teachings that I've studied in the Bible. And I've tried to be like, do you know what? Just leave them to it. But it's gone too far now. And I, for one, am not going to allow it to continue to mess the country that my kid is going to have to grow up in. They're teaching kids stuff in school that's just... Why are you having drag queens in school? Why are you teaching kids about this kind of stuff? No, let them figure it out on their own. It's orchestrated. There's reasons for it, probably population control. I don't know. I don't want to get into it on this video. But enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. We need the centre to grab themselves by the balls and just be like, do you know what? No more. No more. No more. The country's goosed. People are getting killed for speaking. We're following this leftist rhetoric that's completely fascist. Almost by definition. And I, for one, am not going to allow... I'm going to do everything in my power to not allow this to continue because my kid is going to have to grow up in it and see it and then have his mind twisted. Nah. The kids are the most important thing and they're not being protected by the government. They're not being protected by the people. And there's a lot of people that should be very ashamed of themselves.